300, 500, 1,000. Doesn't matter how many pieces. But did you know that fitting puzzle pieces together requires constant trial and error, which actually grows new brain connections? Hello everyone, welcome back to Stir the Coco. If you're new here, bienvenidos. That is welcome in Spanish. I'm your host, Posh Teacher. Our show explores everything and anything that boosts your brain, your Coco. Before we begin, I would like to give an hola shout out to all the members at Next Senior Center. They are big puzzle fans. Don't stop, your Coco loves putting puzzles together. While there is no single definitive number, estimates suggest that the U.S. jigsaw puzzle market sells nearly 1.8 billion puzzles each year, according to sources like Post and Courier. Another shocking data shows that in Germany alone, it is estimated that 7 million jigsaw puzzles were sold in 2016. In conclusion, jigsaws are a big industry. What are the cognitive health benefits? Remembering puzzle shapes, colors, and pieces strengthens short-term memory. Strengthening and exercising short-term memory is especially important for older adults. The National Library of Medicine shared a study titled "Jigsaw Puzzling Taps Multiple Cognitive Abilities and is a Potential Protective Factor for Cognitive Aging." The findings from this study revealed that doing jigsaw puzzles uses many different visual and spatial thinking skills. Therefore, this research found that puzzling uses many abilities at once, including perception, memory, reasoning, mental rotation, and problem solving. It is important to note that the medical world views jigsaw puzzles as a valuable and accessible tool for brain fitness. Though they are not a cure-all, their benefits are best realized as part of a holistic, healthy lifestyle that includes a variety of stimulating activities. Now, let's talk about crossword puzzles. According to Harvard Health, crossword puzzles may boost thinking, memory, and slow brain shrinkage because they are challenging. They activate multiple brain regions. They form new connections in the cortex and hippocampus and often involve social interaction, all of which support brain health. A study by the University of Exeter King's College in London has proven that seniors who do crossword and word puzzles have a brain function equivalent to that of a person, are you ready? 10 years younger. All right, well, we are off to our interview with the founders of So Puzzled Puzzles. Join me.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Oh boy.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Stir the Coco. I'm very excited today. We have Clark and Jenny Rasmussen and they are from So Puzzled Puzzle. We're very excited to have you on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
And well, we want to start out right away. How did you get started in this journey of starting a puzzle business? We're so fascinated to find out. So go ahead, tell us.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Thanks, Jenny.
So we started back into puzzling during the pandemic. We both had done puzzles for years with our families growing up. There's puzzle on the table oftentimes, or even just, snow days. It's like, oh my God, what are we gonna do with these kids, right?
Yes.
And so yeah, during the pandemic, we got back into it. And as we talked about you know, like, oh, I like this about this puzzle, and we like this about this other puzzle, and then we were like, what if we made one that combined all of the things that we like about these different puzzles? And so we started researching into what it would take to do that, and here we are.
Wow, so an idea come to life, come to fruition.
Yeah.
Clark, what is the creative process of making a puzzle? What's the process?
So it varies. We started like some of this one right here
Yes,
was
beautiful.
one that it was an idea that Jenny had. And we went and we were thinking in Michigan-shaped sugar cookies. How do we do that? So we talked to a cottage baker in the Howell area who said, yeah, I can make you Michigan-shaped sugar cookies. And so we got a whole bunch of those. And we found the towel that's in the back there at a cheese shop in Brighton. And there's a mug from our local independent bookstore in there. And we staged the whole thing on our kitchen island and took photos until we got one that we liked. Put that together, I mean, you know, from start to finish. That was one of Jenny's babies there. Sometimes though we work with hey, we find a photographer, we see a photo that we think would make a great puzzle. Reach out to the photographer, they reach out to us, whatever, and say, yeah, let's find a way to make this work. Sometimes it's an artist, hey, there's art that exists already. Let's make something that works. And sometimes it's, hey, we reach out to an artist, say, we really like this thing that you did. To make it a great puzzle, we need to do X, Y, Z to it. Are you open to commissioning that? And so we'll work with the artist to get something that makes sense for a puzzle, because not all art, not all photos. They can be great photos, great art on their own,
Yes.
but they don't make
What
a
is
great
that?
puzzle.
How do you differentiate what makes would be a good puzzle and what would not? Like what would
We stare at it a lot.
Oh,
We're like,
I love that. That's probably therapeutic too.
the big swaths of color, like, is that too much blue? Like that sort of thing. So
Oh,
Yeah, a
that's
lot of it
fascinating.
can be like, is it like Jenny said? Is it too much blue? Is it, if we break this down into pieces, are they all going to look the same? So while you're looking at, this one, you can say, okay, there's a big blue Michigan right there, but it looks
Yes.
a little different than the blue Michigan over on the other side. So how can we differentiate that? And then for our puzzles specifically, we do what's called a random cut, where the pieces are weird shaped.
So this is random cut.
Yes,
Is
that's
the other
random cut, and a lot of the times, like the I don't want to say opposite, but the alternative to a random cut is a ribbon cut or a standard cut, where it's like you're 2 in, 2 out. They're all kind of the same. They're all kind of the same, not quite square. These are weird. They've got weird points to them, and we think that makes it easier when you've got a big field of the same color. You can say, okay, this is one of those green pieces, but it's the green piece with the weird leg kicking out.
Oh, and you would think it would be more difficult, but it's not. Then, if you start to really think about it,
in our opinion,
in
we've
your
heard
opinion.
otherwise from
Yeah,
other people.
so you have
but,
pros
yeah.
and cons to that.
Yeah.
And is it a special? It's a machine, obviously, that cuts it. Do you do that yourself, or you have someone that?
No,
You
no.
don't
We wanted to do it in our basement, but the equipment wouldn't fit. I heavily researched that, so we do still print in the Midwest, though.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's in the U.S. then.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's
Everything is in
wonderful.
the U.S.
That's wonderful. So, yes, when you said the pieces, do you figure out what's a challenging puzzle versus an easy puzzle? Do you have different levels of puzzles, or no, is it pretty much
On accident.
an accident?
Yeah, we're not trying to make particularly hard or easy puzzles. We're trying to make fun puzzles.
Okay.
And as we do them, sometimes we find, oh, hey, this one was a little bit harder than we expected. We don't have, it's not out here, but we have one that's the MacArthur Bridge in Detroit. It's an impressionist piece. It's really gorgeous, great colors. And it was a lot harder to put together than we expected because of the impressionist impressionist style. The brush strokes are, you look at it from a distance and it's like, oh, well, that's clearly purple. And then you get a piece and it's like, oh no, this is 3 different brush strokes. One's brown, one's red.
Wow.
It's
Let me turn the lights on more. Hi. So, okay. So that's kind of challenging, but it's exciting to see, when you finish it, right?
Yeah.
How does it feel? What is well, first of all, let's go through the mental process. Like, do you find it stimulating for your brain to be doing these puzzles, or what do you feel like when you're doing these?
Yeah, I think there's the like, like you're putting it together and you're like, oh, I know where that piece is. I just saw that piece. It's over here somewhere. And so it's that short-term memory kind of thing where you're like, okay, it's one thing to look at all the pieces laid out, and then it's another when you're like, I remember where that is on our table. Let's go grab it. Let's put it in its place. So there's that. There's the dopamine hit. Like we're like, ooh, I solved it, and so you get that little dopamine hit there. You're done. You get the dopamine hit from having solved something. But for us, a lot of times, it's really the feeling we really get is calm. That it's like you get into a little bit of a flow with it. You're finding those pieces you saw. You're moving everything. You're making something. And we put on music while we're doing it. And you just kind of like get into a flow and get going.
Oh my gosh, that's so relaxing. Coming home from work and like just having your chill moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I have a question, and I'm sure people have asked you. How do you react when there was one piece missing of the puzzle? Because I had my students make one the other day, and it was lent to us from someone, and one piece missing. And I'm curious, what is your reaction to that?
Well, usually halfway through a puzzle, I will decide that we are definitely missing a piece because I can't find the piece that I'm looking for. And but then eventually we find it. But there have been a couple of puzzles that we didn't have. Ended up not having all the pieces. There was one that we were missing an edge piece, and it's just like, I mean, it's a part of the puzzle, and that's okay. It's just also like, man.
And it's part of, like Jenny mentioned earlier, like we're lifelong puzzlers. Oh, like families growing up always had them on the table. The story my family always tells is that I would steal a piece so that I could put the last piece in.
I love that.
I only remember doing that once.
Okay.
But they
do.
tell the story a little bit differently.
It sounds nice.
And a friend of ours has that same problem where she will finish every puzzle and there will be a missing piece, and she is certain that it's her family doing it. It's not she lost a piece, it's somebody took it.
Someone, I like that. So, okay, that's calming to think of that. Well, tell us, I'm excited to hear about what you brought today. So let's start over by Jenny. Jenny, tell us about the puzzle behind you. What do we have there?
So this one is my fall harvest. It was taken in our backyard. And
what? I love the color. You put all that together like a collage.
Yes, we did. It was something that we had talked about wanting to do, and then it was a little difficult to find the angle that we usually try and go for, supporting Michigan businesses and authors and artists and all that.
I love that you did.
Thank you. And then we ended up doing that from a number of different local orchards in the area, buying the donuts and the cider and the apples and the pumpkins and the corn stalks and everything.
Don't we love Michigan? I love that.
We
That
do.
definitely just gives me the fall vibe.
Yes, and the leaves had already fallen off the trees in our backyard, so it made it even easier
God.
to do that one. So
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we've got, what do we have over here? Let me grab this one. Tell me about this one. Natural Michigan.
So that one was done by an artist out of the Brighton Howell area, Katie Smith. And that's one of those ones that I mentioned that she had the Michigan-shaped design already done. It was a sticker that she was selling, and we came to her and we said, we love this. We love that whole design, but we can't do a Michigan-shaped puzzle. Can you add on to it and turn it into a square, and we can work with a puzzle, work with that as a puzzle shape. And so I can do that. And so she was able to add the birds and the fish and all the Michigan themed stuff to it. and that the border to it, and it's gorgeous.
yeah,
we love
it's
it.
beautiful.
She did a fantastic job, and it was great to work.
I love how you collaborate with the artists. I mean, that's exciting on both ends, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, we've got one here. Looks so cool. We have books. Oh my gosh. Okay, smitten in the mitten. Okay, tell me what this is.
So this is a collection of Michigan romance authors. This is from my personal library.
No, you
of
read all
books.
these?
I've read most of them. They are all.
No,
I've,
Jenny.
I've read at least one from each author. That doesn't mean that I have read all of them because I read a lot. And so I actually just reshelved my books, and it turns out I have a shelf and a half of all Michigan authors, and they're mostly romance. So
No, hey, I love it. I love a good romance.
so this one I was like, oh, we should do, Michigan romance authors, especially after I found out that the author for the Bromance Book Club was from Michigan. I was like, well, all right, got to do it now.
Oh,
So-
yes, love that.
Yeah, and so just used some of my extensive fabric collection like we had talked
Oh,
about
we were
before.
talking about,
Yeah.
yes, Jenny loves to sew, and
Yeah.
yeah, I can see some right there, right? Is that
Yep.
your fleece that you were talking about? No,
That's a stretchy lace that I
stretchy
purchased that I have no idea what I'm going to do with. So
well,
it's
looks
in a puzzle
good
now.
on a puzzle.
Yeah, so that was,
What a great
just-
inspiration.
thank you. That was taken actually in our living room on our coffee table. So
Wow.
I had the natural lighting there, and yeah, I was texting with my best friend showing her test shots, and she's like, I thought you said you were going to use real rose petals, and I was like, oh shoot. Yes, I was, and I ran out and had to go buy
So
the
you
rose
did?
petals. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Clark should have gotten you flowers. And then,
He
is
was
that how it
working.
worked out?
I work part time, so he was working his
Oh.
full time job.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was by myself.
you had
So,
time to
yeah.
run out.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I love this. Oh my gosh, I want to try this one.
It is super fun.
Is it super
Yeah.
fun? And
Even
I
as somebody who's not a romance reader
Really?
and everything, it is a cute, fun puzzle.
Oh, it'd be great, and then to hang it up in your library, just
Yeah.
be so nice.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this one, and then I have a fun question to ask you
Okay.
guys. But, tell me, okay, first of all, who did this one, or did both of you do work? Do you do them
We
together?
did several iterations actually. I was just
Well,
recently
design
going.
or assembling?
Okay. Let's do a design first.
Okay.
So designed.
So
I know you talked about the cookies, right?
Yeah.
right. So
The
we
process.
actually had moved them around to very different spots. I was looking through our photos the other day. And I was like, oh yeah, we took it like that too. And then I was like, that wasn't right. Neither was that. Neither was. So we ended up here. This was our last iteration because we both had ideas of what this could look like in our heads. And
Oh.
often it's not until we both make the iteration come alive in an image or a logo design
the thought process.
until we see it.
Okay.
And then so seeing this photo, we're like, oh yeah, this is the photo for this.
So you
or-
just get that feeling, and then you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had versions of it where so the blue cookie right there with the piece bitten out of it.
Oh, yeah.
There was an iteration where there wasn't anything bitten out of that, and it just seemed to make
Right.
it a little more real.
Yes.
To do that.
Oh my God! And the flower,
Yeah.
you put the flower in it.
Yeah.
And wonderful. Okay, so then when you had it, did you work on it together, or
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
That's
have done
nice.
all of our puzzles together as the two of us.
What a great thing
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah. We bring our daughter in when she's a pre-nager, so sometimes she doesn't want to hang out with her parents.
Oh
Yeah.
right, yeah. I mean, that's
It's-
typical.
but we do them all as a family when we can. It's one of those things. One of the reasons we got into it, got back into it, like Jenny said, we got back into puzzling during the pandemic. We've been
Yeah.
playing a lot of video games, and it was a lot of competition, and so we were looking for something collaborative that we could do together.
I love that. I love that how it just brings the family closer and together.
Yeah.
Well, then you're ready for my question, because so we have an apple here. I'm going to open it already for you. So there's a question. Who wants to answer the question, Jenny or Clark?
I don't know.
Okay. Or together. Okay.
Yes,
A shout
together's
out.
an
Here.
option.
Actually, it's a little question. And then we're going to teach you a Spanish word because, here we're
Okay.
all about brain stimulation, and we'll teach you some Spanish. So the question is, when done with a puzzle, save it or break it apart?
So that's funny because we've actually done a lot with that. Like when we first got back into it, we saved all of them. We still have them in our basement, Mod Podged, laminated. We saved them all.
Yeah.
And we realized like, okay, this is starting to take up some space, and we started to have to make a decision at the end of each puzzle. Like, is this special enough to keep, or are we breaking it up? And so now we, for the ones that we decide aren't as special, we often take them to puzzle swaps at our local library.
That's a great idea. Hey, well, feel free to donate at the high school. We always are looking for puzzles.
We now have a box that we put ones in that we're like, no, we're not going to keep that. But just breaking it up does not mean that we're necessarily going to swap it either, because we're like, Clark got me a puzzle that I just was like, you know what, I don't want to, laminate it or anything, but I don't want to give it away either. So,
okay, so there's, okay. So it depends on how you think about it then.
Right. Yeah.
And when you do save it, because people have asked, how do you save, is there like a glue? Like, how do you save a puzzle?
Yeah, so the way we like to do it is we flip it over and laminate the back. Just to
with
give
contact
us,
paper.
With
Oh,
contact
with
paper.
contact,
Yeah.
okay.
Contact paper to laminate the back, and then flip it back over and use a foam brush to put Mod Podge across the front. We do a couple of coats of that, and it gets really solid. And then for the ones that are really important, we frame them. So we've got like this one usually hangs in our kitchen.
I don't know if we actually Mod Podge this one or if we just dropped it into the frame.
I don't think we did Mod Podge that.
I think we just put contact paper on the back.
And then that was it. And is it to flip? It's pretty okay. I mean,
We have poster boards specifically for that. And
so then you can
sometimes-
stick it on.
Yeah,
okay, I was
we-
just
we-
like, after all
doesn't go
this.
very well.
How many pieces was this one? You said
1,000.
1,000.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one, there is a 500-piece version of that as well, but we started with the 1,000-piece, and so since it was the first one we did, that's the one that got framed and put up in the kitchen.
It's very special. I'm honored that we're here with it
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show, and we have a lot of puzzlers people out there, and they're going to absolutely love hearing about this. And we will link all your information below, and they can go shop, because it's great that we support our beautiful state, our Mitten. So,
Thank you.
thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. And also, please follow us at Posh Teacher 1 and on YouTube, Stir the Coco, NBC TV. And remember to subscribe, like, and share this episode with all your friends. And we'll see you next time. And don't forget to stir your cocoa.